People have the right to believe in anything they like. It is a fundamental right that should never be taken away. They have the right to worship anything or anyone. So if you want to worship a little gnome who lives on top of Mt Everest and controls the world from there, it is your right. And it's worth noticing here that there is as much proof of a Mt Everest God as there is for any of the thousands of gods that people have believed in since the beginning of times. But anyway, the right to believe is fundamental. Where we may want to draw the line is at the very point where someone's silly beliefs religion, backed by a horde of imaginary friends, start impacting on the life of others, especially when the silly beliefs religion needs to be funded by government's money, that's your money, when it needs to be taught to every child, that's your child, when it forms the basis for government policy, including justifying wars where hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of innocent people are killed, caught in the crossfire between self-righteous blindness and the suspension of morality. Religion would be looked upon as a curious but harmless manifestation of mental illness if it were not for the fact that it abuses and kills people on a daily basis. It impacts tremendously on the human rights of billions of people around the world. It's the source for incredible suffering and the main reason why people cannot live in harmony with each other. The religious divide has been the cause of millions of deaths for thousands of years. So the case for eliminating religion really is overwhelming. It would stop wars, it would stop the daily abuse of vulnerable people, it would give people their human rights back, it would allow us as a species to control our own population and live in harmony with the environment and each other. Eliminating religion would help us focus on science, discovery and progress, rather than waste our time on ceremonial rubbish and dangerous moral rules like the crazy Vatican policy that prefers to see people die of AIDS in the millions rather than wear a condom during sex. People who defend religion are either self-deluded or, in my opinion, dishonest. Either way, it's not a good way to have them dictate public policy. They can congregate in their expensive houses of worship and spend the rest of their lives waiting for something that will probably never come. Meanwhile, the others can get on with the task of finding cures for diseases and continuing to find explanation for the world in which we live. Religion today is at the same stage of progress as it was 1,000 years ago. Science, in the meantime, has moved leaps and bounds, even in the last 50 years. It clearly is a no contest. Eliminate religion and see what happens afterwards. If you don't like it, you can always put religion back and continue suffering.